Oh my God.
Okay. 5, 6, 7 lights.
The Phoenix Lights is one of the most convincing and famous accounts of a UFO sighting in American history.
You guys ever seen anything like this before?
People are still asking questions about this one event. They don't have the answers they're looking for yet.
You know what that was? Those were UFOs.
What's the truth? What just happened? Are there aliens? What were those lights?
What do you think that was?
I don't know.
As a director, as a storyteller, I like to believe there was something really disturbing.
This is it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's how it all started.
I was always familiar with things like, and the mystery attached to that. There was always speculation, there was always question, and of course, to do this story was always interesting.
What was that? I don't know.
In 1997, I believe, a few thousand people in Phoenix in the night sky noticed a string of lights suddenly appear.
They seem to just be hanging in the sky over downtown Phoenix, and they appear to make this massive formation long enough for people to get their cameras out and actually film it, and then they just vanish.
What is that?
To this day, there's never been an official explanation. There are lots of theories, and everyone has their own kind of ideas and conspiracies, but no real answers. What that means is it leaves a lot to the imagination.
Ancient UFO sightings. That's totally a spaceship.
I think that's why it remains such an urban legend. But fewer people know about the guy who actually shot this incredible footage. This high school kid named Josh Bishop, who's the main character of our story. So in conceiving the movie and writing the movie, we use that as a jumping off point.
Excuse me, sir, do you have a second to talk about the Phoenix Lights? Okay, thank you.
So we assembled this team, of course, to go out and make this kind of crazy idea of taking that kind of found footage approach, you know, where you start with a documentarian who's interested in these missing kids and treating it completely real all the way through.
You got your own little reality show?
It's not a reality show, Dad. It's a documentary.
Documentary, huh?
Our story actually begins with the younger sister of Josh Bishop, now grown herself, returning to Phoenix to make a documentary about this unsolved case. She winds up uncovering that her brother and his friends had a second camera with them. So what begins as sort of a documentary perspective about kind of untangling the thread of you know, what happened to these kids becomes this found footage experience when we actually get to answer some of those questions and pose even more.
What did he say?
He said, don't let that footage get out.
Desert for clues in the case of 3 missing teens.
Search efforts have doubled since yesterday to make sure these teenagers are found.
Unsolved mysteries are always interesting. In the sci-fi world, the idea that kids go wandering off and don't come back is always fascinating.
Arizona State Police are now in their 3rd week searching for missing teenagers Ashley Foster, Mark Abrams, and Josh Bishop.
We kept talking like the most important decisions that we were going to make were casting decisions, because these kids were going to have to become the characters that they were playing, and they were going to have to bounce off of each other in a way where they could just, you could send them on a road trip with a camera and they'd come back with footage that you would want to include in the movie, and they would feel like friends on a road trip.
This is gonna be red.
Some scenes, the actors totally went off and shot by themselves without me because we wanted it to just feel like a documentary, and documentary material is just a little rough around the edges.
What do you want me to do? Like, look at the map, but like, look at it with intensity. I need you to look like you're going on an adventure. All right.
For us, we had to meet together and come up with shared history because, you know, we had scenes where we would just go on a hike and they'd want us to talk in character for half an hour at a time. So we had to spend time talking about who we are at school, who we are to each other, what's going on in the late 90s, so that we could use them in improvising later on.
What are you guys talking about? You? Josh is actually the camera guy. So for me, sometimes I am filming, and you know, it's always very interesting because, you know, it's a constantly moving, mobile kind of way of shooting a film. You know, we can improvise more, we can create more, both dialogue and just movements, especially in the desert when someone goes running off or something. What are you doing?
My turn to interview you.
This is, it's
See how
not
you
a
like
Hitchcock
it.
movie.
This is collaborative in a way that I've always dreamed of. It's an amazing experience. It's like an actor's dream to be able to follow your emotional journey as it's happening.
And then there's other scenes that we really just had to nail the script from a story standpoint and convey the fear and the excitement. It was a real boot camp of filmmaking.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Whoa!
What?
What was that?
UFO sightings in general are so tied up in the American Southwest. There's something that kind of pulls us out in that direction and out into the desert because there's something happening out there that nobody can explain. It's an unknown world, and if you leave your comfort zone, if you leave the road, you might not come back.
Searching in the desert for clues in the case of 3 missing teens.
I find desert life very strange. That's a big part of the character of the movie, that sense of getting lost in the middle of nowhere. In the desert, some people have never come back, so do you tie that down to unfortunate events which are done by human beings or arises from outer space?
You guys not hear that?
What?
Someone's out there.
I think a lot of that's still going on today, so there's something weird going on in the desert one way or another.
Nowadays, you sort of feel like, is there anything left still to discover? Is there anything still left to explore? And what's great about these unanswered questions is there is something inherent in us that we want to push against those boundaries and we want to explore the unknown.
That's where we're going.
How do we get there?
I think it's the enduring question of, are we alone? So this question about others visiting us, it's going to endure for as long as it takes until we actually get proof otherwise.
It's not just a coincidence. Following us.
It's silly to believe that we're it, of the entire universe. We are the only civilization that actually exists.
Whoa. What is that?
Of course there are elements out there, of course there are almost certainly more powerful entities out there. Hopefully they don't come and visit.
It was the story that captivated the Phoenix area over 20 years ago. The Phoenix Lights.
We're standing, where, about here? Like right about here. Whoa. Wow.
Wow.
They went just, over the valley towards South Mountain, in like what seemed to be a V formation. It seemed like the Air Force didn't know what it was, and if that's true, then what was it,
7 days after the event, 3 high school students, including eyewitness Joshua Bishop, went missing while hiking in the desert outside Phoenix. They were never seen again. And now, 20 years after the teen's disappearance, the sister of Joshua Bishop is back in the Phoenix area, directing a documentary on the famous unsolved case. Earlier today, she spoke exclusively with Valley 5 Eyewitness News in the hopes of shedding new light on this tragic story.
Josh was fascinated by the possibility of extraterrestrial life, and he was out there with his video camera trying to get proof on tape.
This is gonna be rad.
A budding filmmaker himself, Joshua Bishop was allegedly in the desert filming a documentary at the time of his disappearance. Footage of the teen's time in the desert was later uncovered in an abandoned vehicle belonging to Mark Abrams.
Connecting again to that footage of that time that Josh shot has shed some new light on it for me. It's just so mysterious. I feel like, personally, I think there must have been some element of foul play. I know that Mark was a very good outdoorsman and they were prepared. I just don't see how 3 kids can just go missing, just disappear.
In 1997, Phoenix police believed there were many suspicious facts about the case, but were never able to track down the teen's whereabouts.
I contacted everyone I could think of. Mesa Police Department, the Phoenix Police Department, the Air Force, and people were largely happy to tell me whatever they could, but there were just so many dead ends.
Local investigators have long believed that the key to the case was a stretch of 11 miles in the Salt River Desert. Somewhere in those 11 miles, Joshua, Ashley, and Mark seemed to vanish without a trace.
In cases like this where the reasonable explanations are exhausted, you start to go to unreasonable explanations. I believe the lights were extraterrestrial. I think Josh was out there looking to prove that the lights weren't just a military test. I think Josh was out there looking for the truth, and I believe he's found it. If I could say anything to Josh, I just want to tell him I miss him. We all miss him.
Anyone with new information about the case is being asked to contact local Phoenix authorities. Jenna Morrison, Valley 5 Eyewitness News.
I believe that the flying saucers are objects from another planet.
The Navy has no saucer-shaped aircraft or missile.
There's no good reason for keeping this secret for 3 decades.
The government's been lying about UFOs for 50 years.
What is that?
Okay. 5, 6, 7 light.
You guys ever seen anything like this before?
That's one object.
Honey, zoom in on it.
I'm zooming, Mom.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's definitely not a plane. What do you think that was?
I don't know.
That was the Air Force, Dad.
Well, I hope it was our Air Force.
Now, this just goes to show that you guys are entirely too serious.
Hey, what's going on?
Power's out.
For the whole block?
The whole grid. Get down, get down. They're just cops. Cops don't walk around in the middle of the night with telescopes.
The Phoenix lights flew southeast, which is exactly where we're headed.
How do we get there?
It's like 6 in the morning. This is gonna be rad.
Literally nothing out here.
What you got?
Whoa, come look at this.
What the hell?
I don't like this.
I shouldn't have brought you guys out here. What the hell just happened? Hey man, you alright?
Are you still filming? We need to get out of here now. Whoa, what is that?
It's just a car.
Mark, speed up.
I am.
Oh my god, it's right behind us.
What's it
Oh my
doing?
God. Mark, speed up.
It's
Go,
going,
go,
I'm
go,
going,
go,
it's
go,
going.
go. I don't want to die.
Oh my god. Amy!
Don't go in there.
Oh my God.
We're all very happy to have you here, Lee.
I imagine that's not exactly true.
Doctor, this is Lee Weathers from corporate.
I'm just looking for some information about Morgan.
Morgan was our third attempt, our little breakthrough. It's the next step in evolution. It's bioengineered with synthetic DNA. Within a month, walking and talking. Within 6 months, it exceeded our wildest expectations.
I'd like to discuss the incident if that's okay.
She had a tantrum. There was joy in her heart before we shoved her back in that box.
You feeling a little sad, Morgan?
Yes.
Do you like it here?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
I like my friends.
Do you think they treat you like a friend?
I mean, you think it's normal for friends to lock each other in cages?
What would you do
If I recommended that you should not be allowed to leave this room?
What if I recommended that you be terminated?
We should end this.
Answer me! What would you do?
Where's Morgan?
Initiating lockdown.
What you don't understand is
10,
Morgan is still evolving.
9,
The people in this house are in danger.
8,
It needs to be terminated.
7, 6,
Don't be afraid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm starting to feel like myself.
those files this morning. Belko is a non-profit organization that facilitates American companies in South America.
All employees, lend me your full attention.
Hey, it's Jesus.
Your chance of survival increases by following my orders. Your task is simply this. Kill 3 of your co-workers, or we will kill 6 others.
Hey, all the lines are dead.
We need to evacuate the floor.
Mikey, come on, it's a joke, man.
Hey, listen up, everybody. Whoever's doing this, they're having a little fun at our expense.
Stage 1, commence.
Like his head exploded from the inside. What?
When we start working here, they put tracers in the back of our heads.
You must not remove the tag from your body. Follow our directives, or we will detonate the explosive. Begin.
I ain't melted at all. Do you know what kind of metal this is?
I don't really know.
We need to discuss all our options.
We do not have the right to take innocent human lives.
What are you doing?
My wife and kids need me.
Stage 2, commence.
We don't need no more weapons. We need to work together to get the hell out of here.
In 2 minutes, we want 30 of you dead. If 30 of you are not dead, we will end 60 of your lives ourselves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
At the end of the day, people are out for themselves.
You've all sacrificed so much to be here and be a part of this thing we're doing. This crew is made up of couples. It's the first ever large-scale colonization mission. And everyone back on Earth is really grateful for your hard work, and your courage. We're making history here.
This is wheat. What are the odds of finding human vegetation this far from Earth?
Who planted it? You hear that?
What?
Nothing. No birds, no animals, nothing. What happened here?
What's happening?
I need you back here right now. I need you.
Okay, baby, just calm down, sweetheart. Calm down.
Tell me to calm down.
You're breaking up.
All of this is to start our new life. Where is it?
Holy.
What if I told you Will Drake had to die?
You're giving me dangerous thoughts.
All great ideas are deadly.
What the hell's Devil's Night?
Oh, sweet.
This place is marvelous.
Sorry, is there a problem here?
I'm not on the list.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
I goddamn live here!
We have two selves. The one the world needs us to be, compliant, and the shadow. Ignore it, and life is forever suffering.
They can transport you to another place. Make your dreams come to life. Bring you to the edge of your seat. And now, your favorite movies will always be there on digital HD. You can get the hottest new movies first. Only on digital HD.
I'm alive.
Add them to your digital collection and watch them whenever and wherever you want. In stunning high definition. Look for Blu-rays marked Digital HD and use the code INSIDE to add them to your digital collection. Digital HD. Your movies, always there.